So, this all making sense? You guys excited? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's the last piece that I'm going to cover here. We talked a bit about this, and then we're going to do an exercise. We're going to break into Q&A. Okay, so habit. We've talked a bit about this already. What's one of the habits that I mentioned to you that I do every day? Who remembers? Reading, learning. Learn something new every day. Okay? That's a habit. I couldn't break it if I tried. Well, I could, but I'd feel awful. And I'd rather feel good than feel awful. Okay? So the secret to, you mentioned consistency, right? Being consistent. Consistent in your relationships, consistent in your learning, in your growth. So habits. Okay, what is a habit? What is a habit? I'm going to show you how easy this is, guys. We're going to pull it up. Because I don't know the definition of a habit. I know what it means to me.
Probably habitually look things up on the dictionary on your phone.
There we go. Habit. You should see me researching what's on the ingredients in items that are in the grocery store. You'd be very surprised what some of these things are that they put in the food. Okay, so habits. Habits are routines of behavior that are repeated regularly and tend to occur subconsciously. Okay, this is very, very, very important wording. Habits are routines of behavior that are repeated regularly and tend to occur subconsciously. So what that means is they happen automatic, without the conscious thought. Okay, the conscious mind picks up a very minute amount of information. If we were to go on a percent scale, the conscious mind picks up 1%. The subconscious mind picks up 99. Okay, the subconscious mind is the ruler of your life. Plain and simple. There's no beating around that bush here, guys. Your subconscious mind is the creator of your life. So, if you take on a habit and you say, okay, this isn't working for me, and you try and change it, and the next day it doesn't quite go according to plan, you know what I mean? The next day it doesn't go according to plan, and then you give up. Does that work? No. Can you expect it to go according to plan? Probably not. If you've been doing something a certain way for years of your life, we're not just talking about months, but years of your life, you've been doing the same things and you've been getting similar results. So, if you choose one day and you say, I'm going to do something different the next day, it might not happen. Don't beat yourself up. Okay? Give yourself a pat on the back because you tried something new. Not for this beating ourselves up, guys. Take the sticks and get rid of them. Okay? And don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. Okay? That's even worse. Right? And don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. No, that's okay. So just remember, guys, we're all here. We're doing the best that we can on this planet that's going thousands of miles an hour through the galaxy. Okay, we're moving. We're making progress no matter what we say. So when we try something new, the first time it's probably not going to happen. Right? If it does, great, awesome. Chalk it up. Track this stuff. Okay, if you want to start a habit, put it on your calendar. Every day you do it, write it on your calendar. Calendars are, what, $10, right? Keep your calendar. If you want to exercise every day, write it down. Write it on the top of the calendar. Put it above the calendar so when you flip the page, you don't need to rewrite it. Saves you time, right? And then you don't have an excuse of, oh, that's why I didn't keep up my habit, because I didn't No, you make it really, really easy, guys, because we're going to try and take shortcuts in life. We're going to try. So make it really easy. Make it foolproof. Take your habit. Okay, these are the habits that I want to work on. Put those up on top of your calendar. On the calendar, when you do that habit, put a check mark, right? And make them easy. Make them really easy. Simple, like get out of bed before whatever time in the morning, right? Make it really easy. I tried getting out of bed at 5 o'clock. That wasn't really working. So I bumped it up to something a bit more manageable, 6:30. And I also put in that if I get up and I'm up for half an hour or 45 minutes and I go back to bed, that's okay, right? But as long as I'm up before 6:30, I'm going to build that habit and find that desire to stay up longer if that's what I want to do. Okay, so habits, make them really simple. When you do them, track them, mark them off. And the secret to habits, guys, is that the most successful people, and I use this word, the most successful people on the planet, because they're like the 3% or the 5%. And I think we all want to be somewhere in that, not for any egotistical way, but just because we know that we can, right? Yeah. That we all want to be really doing well in our life, really succeeding, because each of us have that potential. We have that potential to be great. So habits are very simple. Do them every day. They need to be done every day. If they're not done every day, if you do them every second day, that's not going to work. Okay, so every day, marker. Good, yeah. Okay, so habits, if you guys can see that back there, so habits need to be done daily. There we go. They need to be easy, okay? And here's the key. We talked about burning desire. Okay, they need to be in line with your burning desire. So if your burning desire is here, you need to have a habit. So you say, okay, my burning desire is to be the best chef in the world, the best cook in the world. Then you look at what do those cooks do? What do they do every day? And then you go, okay, well, if I want to be like that, I need to get up at a certain time in the morning. I need to do this type of learning every day. I need to hang out with these people. I need to do, obviously cook every day, right? And then you build those in so that your habit is actually taking you, every time you do your habit, every time you do an action, you're actually moving closer to that burning desire. I hope I'm explaining this clearly enough. It's fairly simple, and at the same time, it's not easy, right? I'm not saying any of this stuff is easy, because it takes effort, right? It takes time. And it takes a really big why, right? If your burning desire does not excite you, you need a new one. Right? Your burning desire should light you up in the morning when you think about it. Maybe you'll just start, talking 100 miles an hour, right, to anybody who's near you. That's a good sign. The other person might, they'll actually probably buy into it. They'll probably buy into it because you're just so passionate about it, right? You do that? Yeah, okay. So that's a good example. Okay. Any questions on habits? I don't have anything else to say on this, so what do you guys want to know? Does it seem pretty simple?
It's a good place to start.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Just in general, though, there's just like, how small do you start? Do you just pick something and then expand from that?
Well, I think a good habit to begin with, if you don't know what type of habit to create, would be the habit of having a habit, right? So just something that you do every day.
Yeah.
I started with a lot of what I do. I put health first. I put my health first. So in the morning, I wake up, I stretch, I go for a run, I read a book, not the whole book, but part of the book, and that's sort of the beginning of my day. And then I come home, I do a couple other things, and I do them in a routine, so that my day begins with structure, so that I'm not wasting my willpower trying to figure out how to get my clothes on, or what order to shower and then get dressed, or whether to brush my teeth before I go have a shower, or whether to eat before I shower. Like, that stuff is just an absolute waste of energy, right? So if you can just say in the morning, do, wake up, obviously that's something that's important. Wake, pick your desired time you want to wake up. Maybe you like watching the sun come up. Okay, so wake up, put your time. And then what do you want to do when you wake up? Okay. And you don't even need to set a desired time. Like, you could wake up, if you have a habit of sleeping in till noon. Say, okay, wake up before noon. And then do that for a week. And you go, okay, yeah, I got that. And then pick something else. And then do that for a week, right? So now it's wake up before 11:30, right? So just small incremental steps. Not massive, not go from waking up at noon to waking up at 6:30 in the morning. Odds are this probably not going to work. You're probably going to hate life, and you won't want to do it. And then you'll start hating habits, right? So you want to build positive experiences. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the first habit you're going to have? What's your first habit?
When I think of something, don't put it off. Just get started on it.
So follow your inspiration,
Yeah.
right? When you get a moment of inspiration, just do it. Like, if it's call John, pick up your phone and call John.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Can I tell you something about that?
Sure.
That's what I'm building right now.
Oh.
And that one thing, listening to inspiration, you have no idea where that will take you. That one thing is huge. That's high. That's big. That's really big. If you can live your life according to your inspiration, right? And mine, what I started off with is follow my inspiration at least twice a day. At least twice a day. I usually do it more than that. I'm at the point where I ask, what do I need to do? I'll just stand there and I'll go, what do I need to do right now? And I'll get something, and then I'll do it. And that'll happen to me 10, 15 times a day, right? Some days, having a bad day, I can at least do it twice. But when I see that check mark, that pumps me up, right? Yeah. So always make it defined. Yeah.